Hello everyone, my name is Annie and this is Gavin and Gray and we're here in our nature center. Behind us is the Oak Tree Hotel. It is located here in our nature center and we are so excited to tell you all about it.
Well, these just seem like plain old trees. They're actually a very crucial part of our ecosystem. We call it a hotel because it's a shelter for many types of critters that rely heavily on the trees.
So let's take a look at an oak tree and analyze how the different parts of the tree further an ecosystem all on its own. Introducing the Oak Tree Hotel.
Alright, so the first level of our Oak Tree Hotel is the ground level. The very lowest level of the tree are the roots. Now let's go take a look. Now this tree here has fallen over and its roots are exposed. You can see how complex they are, right? Well, they are great for getting water from underground, but they also have another role. Lots of creepy crawlies and plants inhabit this level. Some plants that we have here are the miner's lettuce. Now, this big hotel provides lots of shade for the miner's lettuce to grow. And without the hotel, we wouldn't have this yummy and nutritious snack. So good. All right, let's see if we can find some other life here on the ground level of the hotel. Wow, look what I found. This here is an earthworm. And they're super important for the hotel to grow. They move around the soil, which brings up more nutritious soil for the hotel to grow. Super helpful for the trees, right? That's so nice of them. Well, this kind of relationship is called a mutualistic relationship. This is when both species help each other in some way. They're like best friends. All right, next up we have the trunk of the tree. So take it away, Gavin.
Thank you, Annie. Now let's talk about this large part of the tree right here. It's actually called the trunk, and it's a very big part of the tree since this is a very tall tree. So this trunk is actually home to two very different things. One is a woodpecker, which I'm sure all of you guys know and have maybe not seen before, and the other is classic bugs. So bugs actually use the trunk because there's holes in here, which I'll talk about in a second, but there's holes all over the tree. And it's very close to the ground, so bugs can easily forage for food and then come back and hide in here for safety. But the reason that they're not safe all the time is actually the woodpecker. The woodpecker has zygonal feet, so it's shaped like a Y, so it can actually stand on the tree, like sideways. And the reason it does that is because it likes to drill holes inside these trees. I'm gonna try and find a hole really quick, and oh, we're in luck. There's a hole right here made by a woodpecker, and the woodpecker makes these holes to find food. And there's two reasons why the woodpecker makes holes. One of them is to find food like this with its very long and sharp beak. It's like a drill. And the reason it can do these holes is because it has a very muscly head. And the reason we can't make these holes at all is one, we don't have a very sharp beak. And also, if we kept banging our head against a log, we would get a concussion. But the woodpecker doesn't because it has a very muscly head. Probably too much muscle. And it actually goes 20 pecks per second. Isn't that crazy? To make a hole just for food. And it does it all around this tree. And then the other type of hole that a woodpecker does is for his babies. Now, I don't think there's any woodpecker babies right now, but I'll try and find a nest really quick. And we're actually in luck. Up there is a woodpecker nest. Just trust me. There should be a picture talking over me right now, and it should be of the woodpecker nest. Now what they do is they actually make that hanging off the tree and they just put their eggs in it, and it's nice and safe and it's far away from all the bugs and the squirrels and all that, so they can't eat them. Now, that's it about woodpeckers and bugs. But one other thing I would like to touch up on is lightning. And you can find it all over this tree, and you can find it all over basically any tree in this ecosystem, and probably most ecosystems. Now, that says a lot about this small piece of the tree, and we haven't even gotten up to the branches. Now let's take it over to my friend Gray.
Thanks, Gavin. Now, just like the ground and the trunk, a tree's branches can be a very important source of food and habitat for animals and plants galore. Now, one of these is the birds. I've been seeing birds fluttering around me all day today, and one of the ways that they utilize these trees is with nests. Now, next time you come out here, if you're really quiet and have a very keen eye, you might be able to catch a glimpse of some of these nests. Birds will take twigs and leaves and other little small things to make a nice little bowl where they can put their birds in. And they do it up high in the branches because that allows them to keep their eggs free from threats from predators like cats, birds, bobcats, and even humans. Now, another animal that uses this are small little rodents like the squirrel, and they use the food that comes from these leaves. And they will use leaves and they will use the acorns. Now, if you also look very careful around here, you might be able to spy in the fall time, when all the leaves come down on the ground, you'll be able to see some acorns as well. And then those acorns get buried in the ground or under the crevices or elsewhere to be stored for winter so that squirrels and other animals can eat these later. And those are just a couple of the examples. So as you can see, all the different layers of the tree, including our lovely branches, provide sources of food, shelter, habitat, and so much more for so many animals across our entire center.
Thank you so much for coming to our tour of the Oak Tree Hotel, home to plants, birds, and animals alike. Hope to see you out here soon in our Nature Center.